Hi guys, it's Emily from Nobel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my reading catch-up, October week 5, dark books. And obviously it's going to be dark books, it's Halloween today! Happy Halloween everyone! I currently, when you're probably watching this, I would be going trick-or-treating with Thomas. Normally we go a big group, but that's gradually whittled down over the years because he's now 10, so I'm guessing this will probably be my last year taking him. Tears are flowing. No, they're not. I can't bloody wait. Now, I've loved trick-or-treating with him over the years, but Mia's gone out with her friends. She was out trick-or-treating with her friends and she's already had a Halloween party. And Thomas's other friend that we normally go with us is going out with her other friends. So it's just going to be us. But, yes, it'll be fun. We have got a pumpkin prepared, so I will leave a picture of the pumpkin at the end of this video because Thomas and Ava cut it. And for me, one of my proudest, this sounds really silly, with Thomas's issues, him cutting the pumpkin and letting him loose with the knife with the 10-year-old. Don't worry, I was in the next door room. Letting him and Ava do it together was just one of the best things, and seeing his confidence and seeing him do it. And he used to be scared of trick-or-treating, so I take every little step with him, and I am so ridiculously proud. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and me and Chris will probably get a takeaway afterwards. But yeah, I should have been doing the lifestyle bits at the end, but I hope everyone's trick-or-treating fun. I'll do the chatty bit at the end anyway, but yes, happy Halloween, everyone. So, this is obviously going live on the 31st, and I'm planning to finish the month with The Surplus Girl Orphan by Polly Heron. I decided I wanted to read a historical fiction book. I'm filming this obviously on the 30th and I've got to get through a big chunk of this today because obviously tomorrow, the 31st, is going to be manic. But if it runs over onto the 1st, is it a big deal? No. Do I need to beat myself up? No. I've got to flipping stop this. I've got to stop beating myself up. But I decided I wanted to finish the month on a historical fiction book and I started this last night. And this is about Molly Watson, who has had enough. She's engaged for the last 3 years to a penny pinching pedant, basically a complete twat face. I hate him already. And she decides she'd rather be a surplus girl than marry a man she doesn't love. I like Molly's character. And then she goes and joins the secretarial class to learn new skills, and a whole new world opens up. And when she gets a job at St. Anthony's Orphanage, she befriends caretaker Aaron Abrams. But misunderstanding leaves them at loggerheads and damages her in the eyes of the children she's grown to care about. Really is a me book, and I'm really looking forward to just getting on with this. So I don't want to have this video too long because I want to get on and read it. But yes, this one could potentially be a good book. So I finished my last 2 Victober books, and yeah. So as always, I read a short story collection, The 5 Pips and Other Cases by Arthur Conan Doyle. I am not a short stories person. Will you please, guys, tell me to stop flipping buying them? Again, I bought this in honour of Alice, and I feel absolutely guilty because I am not a short stories person. I started off the collection really great. I enjoyed a couple of them, and then loads of the others I just skim read. So I rated it 3 stars because I just can't read short stories. And I'm just not. And like I said, I got done in by Victober again. I read some classics that I bloody loved in Victober, but as always, start the month really high and I end the month going, I'm done. But yeah, this was okay. I think the first short story was good. The Adventures of the Speckled Band, I really enjoyed that. But as the more I read, and the Adventures of Dancing Men was all right, but the more I read them, the more I just kind of lost interest. So I think even though it's a very pretty copy, I think I'm going to give that to charity shop. And then to my second George Eliot book of the month, it was Felix Holt, and this was 3.5 stars. I got into it a lot more the more I read, but you could tell I was like Victobered out by the end of it. So it's about the contrasting lives of 2 women, Miss Transome, unbending, bloodless, and a woman who embodies the worst elements of the past, who we basically just hated. And then Esther, who fights to free herself from the Transome connection in order to face a future with Felix, whose politics and attitudes embody a vital and creative future. I did enjoy this more and more the more I read, and I probably, if I gone at it in the right sort of time, I probably would have enjoyed this more. So I'm keeping this because it's one I will definitely reread. but I definitely preferred Adam Bede to this, but it was only by marginal. So next year I am only reading one George Eliot because I think I just can't overload myself. But this was good, just not as amazing as I wanted. I actually really loved Adam Bede. I need to read Daniel Deronda, but yeah, that's another one. But there you go. I'm definitely growing to like George Eliot's writing. Obviously, I liked Middlemarch. I loved the other Uncle Silas. Is it Uncle Silas? Or yeah, I've loved some of George Eliot's books, but yeah, I'm a bit hit and miss. So I'm hoping I can like it more. I've got to read Romola. So yeah, The Mill on the Floss I liked. There you go. Romola I need to read. And I'm going to get through their work. But yeah, this was okay. Just not quite as good as Adam Bede in my eyes. Then obviously, this is where I start reading the old witchy books. I thought I would embody Gothtober. Gothtober being at the same time as Booktober works bloody brilliant. So thank you, Olivia, because it kind of, for me, it balances it all out and gives me that darkness that I love and I need. This one wasn't, I counted it as like a magical realism. There is basically a spell in this. So there is sort of some things about spells and like fantasy bits. About like, have you ever had a breakup so bad you wish that the whole relationship had never happened? Well, Gemma's wish has come true after one too many margaritas that lead her to a mystical aunt reading out a drunken spell. She wakes up in a parallel world where she didn't give years of her life to the wrong man. But you know what they say, be careful what you wish for, because not only is her boring ex out of the picture, but her extremely attractive male best friend has no idea who she is. This parallel lives thing, it always intrigues me because I always think about like, what would my life have been like if I hadn't been hit by the car, if I hadn't have met my ex that did a big time frig up with me. But then I also think that all the past led to where I am now. And yes, it sucks that I'm a chronic pain sufferer. Yes, it sucks that I got hit by the car. But I've got the man I love, and I've got 2 gorgeous children, and I've got a gorgeous cat and a house that I love, and I've got the best sisters in the world, and I've got the best booktube family. So I count my blessings. Had any of that changed? Would I wish for... I always say to myself, this is the cheesy bit in me, that I always say to myself, I would rather have been hit by a car and had Chris than not be hit by the car and not have him. Because ultimately, my life is where I'm pretty darn blessed. So yeah. But this really does get you thinking about it. And I really did enjoy this book. And the parallel lives thing really was quite exciting and quite like, gets you really thought provoking. But I did like the witchy bit. I loved the fact that we got a bit of sauce in it. There's a saucy bloke best friend who you can totally tell you can totally tell that bit. And you can look, friends to lovers trope is done really well. Really enjoyed it. Definitely recommend it. And if you like the whole parallel lives sliding doors thing, pick this up. Then to my 2 4.5, that was 4 stars, by the way. Then I've got four 4.5 star books and some big time surprises in this. And again, I decided to mood read completely at the end of the month, which has proven a godsend. So the first one I'll show you is a very dark book, and it is Unsettled Ground by Claire Fuller. I would not have thought this a me book. I really didn't. I got Charlie got me to pick this up in March, and it's already come off my shelves. The fact is, this year as well, because my unread TBR is going down, it is going down, people like Danny and Charlie who deny that. It is going down. Talking too fast, sorry. But yeah, got this in March and I'm already ready. I thought it was like a perfect autumnal book, and it is. I did not think I would like Claire Fuller's writing. She's quite literary, and it started the book very literary. I thought, I'm not going to get on with this. But then I got into it. It's 4.5 stars, but it's a really good 4.5 stars. When you live on the edge of society, it takes one step to fall into the cracks. And it's about 2 siblings, Jeannie and Julius, who always live different from other people. At 51 years old, the twins still live with their mother in an isolated ramshackle cottage, making music and growing, and sometimes killing everything they need for sustenance. When Dot dies suddenly, threads of their livelihood start raining down, and it is a blooming dark and tragic book, but it really does get you thinking. And it really does. The writing is absolutely incredible. Like, it was a book that I read mostly in one day. I got hooked big time in it. The writing is incredible, and it does make me think that I might try more of her books. because this was done really, really well. And yes, it's not necessarily one I'm going to keep. I'm sorry, I've just eaten. But I think it's an incredible book. It's only because I couldn't read it again because it's very tragic. But the writing is absolutely incredible. And I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I would. Very, very good. Even though it's quite literary again, it's very, very good. Then to a middle grade fantasy book, which I really love. I've got to now get the third book in the series, which is on my wish list, and I keep putting it off getting it. But this is the second in the series. This is Shadowkeeper. The first one was The Dream Snatcher. And it's a dark middle grade. Very, very dark. Very, very spooky. Very, very a bit sort of scary for middle grade by Abby Elphinstone. And I can't tell you too much because it literally does follow on from The Dream Snatcher. But it's about this dark shadow mask and the amulet of truth. And there's about a group of a girl and her friends, and they're going off on adventures to fight the dark magic. Very, very good. I enjoyed this more than The Dream Snatcher. The Dream Snatcher I rated 4 stars. This was 4.5. And I wonder what I'm going to think of the last book. The last book is The Night Spinner. I need to get it. I'm obsessed with this Abby Elphinstone's fantasy. Very dark middle grade. Very good for gothtober because it is very dark in the whole shadow masks and stuff. But really, really good fantasy. Really recommend this book. I've got that as a keepy. I got a keepy. And actually, I'll show you my next dark one. No, the next 2 books aren't necessarily dark. But then I've got a dark book after that. So I've got 2 books that are contemporaries. This is, I'm classing it as fiction because it's Jamie by J.D. Lipinski. I'm giving this back, it's 4.5 stars. I'm giving it back to the charity shop. I'm giving it to the charity shop because I want other people to read it. Although I'm going to check with Mia and Thomas if they want to read it actually. And I'm just going to have to press pause because Thomas has just got home. 2 seconds. This is Jamie by J.D. Lipinski. This is an amazing book, and it's about like this non-binary character. And have you ever had a secret? The sort that like you lie awake thinking about? I have. A couple of years ago, I told my friends my secret about me being not a boy or a girl, about me being non-binary. It was weird at first, but now things are pretty good. At least they were, until we started year 6, until we had to start thinking about secondary schools. Until I realised that there was one school for boys and one for girls, but no place for me. This is an incredible book. I want more people to read this. I want people with parents that obviously Thomas is the same age as Jamie. And it got me thinking about, it talked about SATs as well and the pressure of that, which I found very interesting. But it was mainly, and it's got so much information about being non-binary, about the words people use, about the LGBTQI community. It's got information bits that I do think Jamie Rambo's Guides to Words, and I think it's a brilliant informative book, as well as the fact that it tackles a very good subject. Like on my stuff at work, we don't have an area to put non-binary, but I think we're trying to work around it. But we always check with people, and I think people need to be careful with their gender. I don't want people to do sort of word people, misgender people. I think you really have to check things, and there is so much information in this. I'm still not amazing. Sometimes I may use the wrong words and I need to be corrected, but I always apologise if I do. And I think this is a fascinating book, and it does talk about the fact that there shouldn't be schools in this day and age. We shouldn't have schools for boys and girls because there are people who are non-binary, and I think they deserve it. They deserve to be recognised in a correct way. The laws are wrong. Like you shouldn't have that. And I know it's a very controversial subject for some people who but I think this is a fantastic book. It's 4.5 stars because obviously I am an adult, but I think this is done really brilliantly. And I think, but there were times that Jamie's character, they still did annoy me. They really peed me off at points, but because the way they were about their 2 friends, their 2 friends were approaching secondary schools and were scared. And you still have to think about it. You know, you're not perfect. And they didn't always handle things right. But the writing was absolutely incredible, and I think this is a fantastic book and one that I thoroughly recommend everyone to read. So before I decide, I'm going to check with Mia and Thomas if they want to read it. Although neither of my kids are readers, which is bloody annoying. Then to my last 4.5 star book, and this is A Postcard from Puffin Island. And I'm not necessarily going to keep this, but I will keep reading the books. The next book is The Lighthouse Daughters of Puffin Island. And this is Chrissy Barlow is a brilliant author, one I thoroughly love. I'm not sure, Mum's going to be borrowing this. The plan is simple. Hop into and basically Verity stumbles across a decades-old postcard when preparing her cottage for its temporary residence. Her life takes an unexpected turn and she finds herself on a ferry to Puffin Island instead. Verity's childhood is filled with tales of adventures set on the picturesque island, but she always thought that her beloved granny had made it all up. Puffin Island, community settings, friends to family, and things like that, and it's done a brilliant contemporary. It was just what I needed with all the dark books, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Her writing is brilliant. It's a great cozy contemporary. That's a mum book. I don't even know if mum's read it. That one. And then to my last book of the week. Yes, by the way, somehow I read, I think 8 or 9 books. Somehow I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 books. How the hell did I do that? Mainly because I actually had a chance to rest. But this is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, and this is a very dark book. Very dark. And this is one that did take a bit of time to get into. It's 5 stars, my only 5-star of the week. But it's very spooky, and oh my god, it's a beautiful copy. I got the independent bookshop exclusive edition, and it's very dark. It's fantasy, but it's sort of set in the past, so it's like historically fiction. This is one that Kat got me to get. And in the shabby house in the new capital of Madrid, a lowly kitchen servant hides a gift for little miracles, but when her employee discovers that Luciana's Cortado's secret talent, she demands that the scullion perform her illusions to win over the royal court. This is flipping dark, flipping scary. It was proper spooky as and proper gothic, but the writing is absolutely goddamn incredible. I'm keeping this because I will reread this when I need a dark book, but god, it's spooky. Very good writing. Thoroughly love it. And actually, for me, Leigh Bardugo's best book. So I'm definitely recommend those to people that like gothic and scary books. So those are the books. I thought this was going to be a shorter video, but hey, that's me. I ramble for everything. What am I grateful for? Well, half term, although I'm kind of towards the end now, and I'm like, when are they back to school? When's Thomas back to school? Hardly seen me for 2 weeks. That's the joys of having a teenager. But like, Thomas is slightly driving. All you mums out there, you will get it. I love him dearly, but I have loved the fact that I've had a bit more time to stop. Monday was busy because we went to food to my mum, but Monday wasn't too busy. Tuesday I took Thomas to town. That was like torture on earth, and that was torture, but it was good. I got stuff. And then yesterday I had Ava over. I had my friend's little girl over, and I literally had a stop day. No makeup, cleared a cupboard. It was brilliant. Today, kind of busy-ish, but I finally slept. You guys know I have not slept for months, and the fact that last night I got my first decent night's sleep in months means I've got a bundle of energy, and I've got to try not to use it all up, just in case I don't sleep tonight. But I am grateful for half term. I am grateful for the fact that it has reminded me to stop, not have makeup days, and try and rest a little bit. I need to be resting a bit more. What other things am I grateful for? Well, the Christmas menus have all come up in all the shops and in all the coffee shops and in all the takeaways. So there are rumours about the Morrison's one. No, there are rumours about the McDonald's one, although I controversially like their Halloweeny menus. I like their like barbecue like Korean burger, which is full of calories, but I loved it. And Chris bought me something that was great last night. It was a real treat, and I should have taken a picture of it. And it's their chocolate pretzel McFlurry, and oh my god, Chris smashed it out of the park. He went to pick Mia up from a party and bought me and Mia a McFlurry, and she got me to choose which one I wanted, and I was like, blooming big time treat. I was so grateful. So he smashed it, that he knows to do these little gestures like that. But I've seen the Costa menu. Oh my god, the Costa menu. Next week's one, you will see a picture of me with the Costa coffee and cake, because not that I'm endorsing Costa, but we've got a lovely Costa in Bracknell, and the service has got a lot better actually again, and I love sitting down there. But oh my god, I can't decide what Costa cake and treat I'm going to have next week. I'm already jumping up and down. Even KFC have got a Christmas menu that I'm desperate to try. How sad am I? But yeah, the joys we get of the Christmas menus, and the starting like to get Christmassy things. Got to get the Christmas presents, but that's exciting. I have loved snuggling down with my blankets this week, getting my big hoodie out, getting the candles on. I'm really, really enjoying it. So they're all the things I've got to be grateful for. I will include a couple of pictures at the end. But obviously, because it's Halloween today, if you got to the end of this video, leave me a pumpkin or Halloween ghoulie emoji. Be the last pumpkin things. Let me know what you've been reading. Let me know what you've been up to. I love chatting to you all in the comments down below. I've had a load of new subscribers recently, thanks to Monday's video, and I am truly so grateful for each and every one of you. If I get to my 1500 by the end of the year, you will literally see me up in the clouds, like flying high, because it will be a dream come true to get to that number of subscribers. But thank you, each and every one of you. Thank you for being great subscribers. Thank you. I hope that you new people like my videos. I hope you all enjoy it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribed yet, bring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.